Howdy. Cheers, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah. Hope you're all doing well. Second coffee for the day. I think there'll be a lot more than two today, for sure. Wow, my heart's going a bit boom, 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 boom. Got in rather early this morning, trying to solve some problems that I didn't want to do on stream because they were frustrating. Yeah. Good even. Oh, goo. Yes, hello. Goo morning, everyone. Ah, Iggy, hello. You in Canada? Nice. Holidaying or work? Wait, wouldn't be work, would it? Oh, could be conference. Or maybe holidaying. See, ferrules and crimping tools. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Ferrules and crimping tools and all sorts of goodness. At a conference. Okay, nice. Never been to Canada. Like to go one day. Yeah, when it's not so cold over there, which is never. Okay, Kenny doesn't even know what time of day it is where he is. Bruce says heading into a warm week. That's nice. We're just getting colder and colder here. But you know, it's only autumn and it's already feeling like winter, so not looking forward to winter. 23 is nice. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to spill my coffee on my Reflow Master Pro. That'd be bad. Good today and yesterday and tomorrow to you, Johnny. So I've had a fun, interesting week. I've sunk a lot more time into this robot this last week than I'd planned to, especially after sinking a lot of time the week before. And it almost looks like I've done nothing. It's not true. I've done some stuff. I'll show you. I mean, yeah, tricky. Maybe I can just. I lost a spacer. Maybe I can just rotate this a bit. There's progress. Progress that I'm glad, as I said, I didn't do on stream. Hang on. I kind of need that. I don't want to forget where it is. I even cleaned the desk yesterday, or last night, in anticipation of today, and then completely messed it up this morning. Okay, I'm going to say hi to folks in the chat, and then we can get on to me having a Suki Lala. No, not a Suki. Well, maybe. About the robot. Ellen, good morning. Dishipu, hi. Yombo Prime. John Clayton, hello. Embedded Hobbyist. Antonio, hi. Loki. Mr. England, it's moo time. I don't know, about 6 hours or 7 hours. We'll see. We'll see how we go. Beata, hello. Dave Harris, good evening. Dutch Taurus, hello. Bruce. David S.R.E. Jeremy, hello Jeremy. and Kenny, whatever time it is for you. Hello. Mr. Johnny.
I don't see a Kenny in your contacts.
Did everyone hear that? What the? I don't even have Siri on my phone. So how did that happen? Anyway. Gustas, hello. Hilo, I'm not sure. From Portugal, don't know how to pronounce that. I apologise. SDG Electronics, hello Steve. Hello Sid. Life in Cycling, hi. That's a big arm. It is, and it's rather heavy. And hello Ian. It's been a good day for you? Great. I'm glad. Maybe he was trying to, yeah, it could have been, but I don't have Siri turned on, so I don't understand how Siri was able to listen and talk to me when my phone's in my pocket. Weird. Very, very weird. Okay. So. I've done a lot of building and pulling apart and building and pulling apart and building and pulling apart over this last week, and it's been super frustrating, I have to say. And it's partly because, as I mentioned last week, I didn't do the wiring as I was going. It's partly because the closed loop version of this has kind of been retrofit inside the open loop. Hey Pratik, how you doing? It's been a while. I hope you're well. And it's partly to do with the fact that I'm not soldering all my wire harnesses and I'm, using connectors everywhere. Thankfully, I'm using connectors everywhere, thankfully, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have been able to fix a lot of these problems, not without having to redo wiring again and again and again and again. And a lot of the issues I've been having really is to do with this top section here, which I'll go to in a moment. I do have a top-down camera view of it. And it's general construction and the way it uses two steppers in here and the fact that they're closed loop. Who's the what happened to? Steve? Was that to me or to Ian? Who's saying what happened? Primes also said what happened. Oh, right. No? I don't know. I don't know who that's for. Sorry. Trying to follow chat. So, yeah. I need to show it. I'm just going to move on to showing where I'm at. One of these. Nope. I think it's this one. Nope. Yep, this one. Okay, I moved the desk before. Shouldn't have. I had it all lined up. Talking to Ian. Okay, cool. Why is it wobbly? Because my camera is mounted to my desk. And to this desk, and then this desk has got a robot on it that is huge. And my camera is mounted so high, my camera is all the way up there, you can't even see it in my hand, to try to fit it all underneath. So that's why. It's not because the construction of the robot's wobbly, it's because I'm on carpet with one wobbly desk here and one wobbly desk here, like if I bang the desk. So yeah. Hey Peter, how you doing? No, it's just a, yeah. Okay, so this is the problem in here. Let me just take that out before I lose that. So this axis, and I can't even call it an axis because it's a single axis but uses two steppers in opposite orientation. A lot less filament than I expected, to be honest. Probably a couple of kilograms of black, and I don't know, 2/3 of a kilogram of blue. But I was also printing other stuff with both black and blue for other things anyway, so it's really hard to know for sure. But a lot. And I got a lot more 3D prints on the ground over there, which I'll show you in a moment, or later. So the problem is this. There are two steppers in here, two NEMA 17s facing opposite directions, driving one set of gears on this side and one set of gears on this side that do a I'm going to assemble all this, hopefully assemble all this again, that do this double thing. Let's get back to here. I only just printed this overnight. That does this like a double thing with another bit here, and so as one turns one way, the other one turns the other way, it rotates this. And I'm assuming that Arctos did this because one stepper didn't have enough torque for the weight of whatever someone might put on the end here. I don't know, but because of the extra thickness of the steppers here with the closed loop stuff on the back, let me just get this back to here, and the way the wiring on it is on three sides of each stepper, the left hand side, the right hand side, and where the wires for the motors go in, and they're all 2.54 millimeter screw terminals. It's a really impossible situation in here. You can't pre-wire it and pre-connect everything because these two halves get attached separately. They're not together before it goes onto the arm. They get screwed in from the side. I can't get my camera any higher, sorry. And I can't lower my table. So not only are the wires coming out from three sides, there's no room in here for three sides. And it's been a nightmare to work and to get it all together, plus bringing the wiring up through the bottom. So I've got it through this junction here, and then to add to that, there's a set of sensors here, and this section that goes in that has a magnet here and a magnet here to do each side of the sensor doesn't fit, can't rotate around because of the bolts holding the tensioners for the sides. It's been a real nightmare, and then getting everything lined up and oriented correctly, the magnets the right way and everything, and trying to get it all assembled meant that I was constantly putting pressure on the wires here, even though I was being really, really careful. And eventually I broke a couple of wires, and those wires were connected to the steppers. And there's no way to reattach them, because even though, like you can see here, there's wires going down into the stepper, the screws are on the outside. They go this way, they're 90 degrees. So the whole thing had to be pulled apart to get in there to be able to rewire. And much to my reluctance, I did put ferrules on them, on some of these, to make them stronger, but the problem is there's not enough room. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know how far I can go to show you. Can I go enough? No. Okay. So in here, so there's wires. There are ferrules in there that are facing down towards this plastic here, and there's no room for them. So the amount of pressure that's on these, like they've had to be bent. And when you crimp a ferrule, I'm calling it a ferrule for all, I don't know how to pronounce it. When you crimp them and then you try to bend them, they snap. You've got to be really careful. So you go from having a straight wire in there that's getting pulled on that eventually breaks, or you get a ferrule that's being pushed out of shape because there's not enough room in here for the closed loop stuff. And I'm also, so one of the aims from Arctos for all of this was to make it as cheap a build as possible. Bootlace ferrules, they are called. The ones without the plastic, I don't have them small enough. So I've got a whole range. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 different size ferrules here, all different colors. And even the smallest ones I've got only just fit in the 2.5mm screw terminals. And the only bootlace ones I've got are too big. They won't fit in when they're crimped. So that's the problem. So like the ones I'm using are E508. So E0508. I mean, they're tiny. Anyway, so that, yeah, so my understanding was that Arctos wanted this to be as cheap as possible to build. And so using 2 steppers, I mean the closed loop stuff is extra, using 2 steppers was apparently cheaper than using either one bigger stepper or using something that's geared. Can you drill holes through the PLA to give you screwdriver access? No, it's 3 sides. I need screwdriver access to 3 different sides. There's a whole gearbox here. It would be through here. And there are 2 steppers. Yeah, no, not possible. Like, yeah. I'm not a fan of the construction of these MKS closed loop things. I think that they could have been, they should have either been pluggable connectors or they should have been 3.8mm. Like these 2.5 really are too hard to work with. Anyway, I personally think a stepper, either a bigger NEMA 17 here with a gearbox on it would have been, a single would have been much better. Either way. The other problem is these are not very tight, and I think a lot of this is to do with me shrinking it down to 99%. It's given, there's a lot of play in the gearbox. It's not going to be a problem necessarily, but we'll have to see how that goes, right? But these bolts that are sticking here, it's easier for me to move the robot than the camera. These bolts that are sticking out, specifically this one here, which you can't really see, and I can't turn this axis, kept hitting this bit here, and it wouldn't get close enough to the magnet. And I tried, you'll see here, cutting and cutting and cutting, and eventually got it to kind of work by putting stacks of spacers on the outside here. I went and bought a whole bunch of M5 nylon washers. But by doing that, I can't put the tensioner on the outside anymore. There's this tensioner bit to tighten the belt. So it's just been a real nightmare. And then ultimately, when I got it all kind of working before I ripped it apart, before I ripped those wires accidentally, I realized that apart from the fact there's a bit of this play here, that'll get held together, I hope, eventually. But this is being pushed apart because of all this in here. There's not enough room in here for it all. And then when I did get this in, I realized that it was pushing too much this way, tightening this way. And so I had to make some spacers. So I made some 2mm spacers, and they weren't enough, so I printed some 4mm spacers. So yesterday, I kind of had it all in, and I just got the limits working, and I accidentally ripped a whole bunch of wires. So I had to put it all apart. I did that this morning. I had to put a new cable on for, well, you'll see in a moment when I put it together. Anyway, I'm going to put this back together now, if I can I hope I can get this back together. And then I need to see if I can home it. But I'm worried that I've put now too much pressure on these ferrules. I don't know what's going to happen. It's really awkward to kind of work in this little space like this under camera, so I apologize. Make sure I put this in the right orientation. And to be honest, I really don't. Yep. Whoa, what happened to my camera then? And what happened to my oh, interesting. So I won't be a moment. Something happened to my logo. To design only work on it in CAD. No, he did the open loop. The open loop all fits. Hey, Hababa. Appreciate the lack of background music. Okay, it's not that bad. I don't know if that's going to stay. The closed loop version is still very new. So a lot of parts have needed redesigning, and I've actually been redesigning stuff and putting it in Dropbox for others to have access to. I need to. This is really painful to get together without these things coming off. I can't see now inside because of these spaces, so I don't know where these screw holes are. I'll find one in a moment. Is that one? Please. Yes, that's one. So I have a feeling that there's going to be just too much. Hang on. Right. Okay, that's on. There's going to be too much pressure pulling this apart, like rotational pressure from this stepper. I think over time it's going to just potentially pull those things off. Now the question is, will this magnet go all the way around? It goes far enough, but it still hits that nut on the side, so I don't think I can make that go in any further. So the advantage to closed loop steppers, there are some advantages, except they've been nullified by this complexity. The advantages of using closed loop in here, nothing to do with the stepper, is that the limits all get wired to the stepper. They don't have to get wired all the way back to a controller board. And the steppers don't have to get wired all the way back to a controller board, right? So instead of having, in this case, I've got 4 wires for each sensor, that's 8. Even if I somehow shared the power and ground on them, right, with some type of harness, right, that's still 6. 6 plus 8 wires, so that's 14 wires I'd have to route from here all the way back to the bottom, just for this section. Then I'd have to route however many from here all the way back. I'd end up with 50 wires being routed all the way to the bottom, okay? So that's one big advantage. I've only got a daisy-chained power and CAN bus all the way up. I don't have to bring any of the sensors all the way down. That's a huge advantage, assuming it all fit. The other advantage is that all of the homing control and everything else and the logic happens on the stepper. not in software on the control board. So the steppers themselves will prevent collision when I tell them to move. Does that make sense? And the steppers themselves know how to home themselves and stuff. So there is an advantage. For how there's no advantage to closed loops. Yeah. So just let you know, Peter has a wealth of knowledge. Like, Peter makes and sells full on, like, all the gecko stepper stuff. Why is my camera locking up? I don't know what's going on with my camera. That's No, Peter, but the closed loop in this case, I'm talking about me. Okay, it's locking up for me. The closed loop in this case gives me that. Okay, so when I'm saying closed loop, this is a closed loop build, and these are the advantages of this specific closed loop build. Okay, well, for me, like, I'm completely frozen right now on my desktop. I can't see me moving at all. So I can't see my logo moving, or my hand under the camera. So if you all think it looks fine, I'll just keep going and I'll ignore what's happening on my screen. Hey, Wagon Loads. Well, don't use Firefox. Okay, I need to now. So before I wire this in, I need to do some damage control. Some where did my cable ties go? There. I need to just cable tie some wires here to keep them in a almost fixed position, because they get caught otherwise. I wish there was a way I could just detach these easily so I can just rotate them by hand. Hello, El Feo. Do I start working before 6:30 a.m.? My live streams, I start at 6:30 at the moment, depending on daylight saving time. Yeah, but otherwise, I'm an early riser anyway. So yeah, I might just turn this around. Some other things I've done, you might notice. I've started printing covers. I've got a whole bunch of covers. I'll go through those shortly. But let's see if I can get this under so you can see what I'm working on. Oh my god. Okay. So, what's that cord on? Make sure I wire this in the correct way. I'm squeezing this connector here, which is a 2.54 millimeter, into a 2 millimeter housing, because I don't have any 2.54 millimeter housing here, and it does fit and squeeze as long as I don't break the connectors. I had it on before. Okay, and now I need to see these. I don't know what I'm going to do about these sticking out, these wires. I can't get them to the right length because I don't know. I can't pre-cut them to the right length. I don't know what the right length is before I attach them. which is really frustrating. Maybe I can do that. I just want to cable tie it to this arm. Hopefully that'll be fine and it won't get caught on the gear. Hot snot. Yeah. I don't know if I want to hot snot it. Okay. I cut that here, that will hopefully keep it out of the way. Let's see how that goes. So I need to tighten these. Here's my screwdriver. There are embedded nuts inside here, which I don't know I can reach now because of the spaces. Excellent. So now I have a problem with the length of those. Yeah. So these nuts are now not long enough. These are 40mm M3. I do have some 50mm M3s, but they're supposed to be for something else. So I might have to go buy some more. Damn. I don't know what the 50s are for. I'm kind of... Just find them. So I also ran out of bearings. For some reason, I wasn't shipped enough of the 6103 whatever bearings. These ones. So I had to buy a whole bunch more, which I did. I bought a bunch from Amazon. I got them next day, which is good. Here they are. Here are the 50s. Do I have enough? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I have to take these 40s out and put 50s instead. Because I added 4mm in this with the spacers in here, just to get this thing more aligned. I don't understand why it wasn't aligned, but it is what it is. I feel like this top section here is really overcomplicated. Oh, it's just sticking through. I'm surprised that doesn't reach. That 10mm. It's probably like 1mm short. Using stitched around, get like the first row of yarn on a knitting. Lost me on that, sorry wagon loads. Anyway, dude, you're still building this? $1,000,000 ever get this done? Well, I'm a mere mortal. I'm clueless on this, which probably is part of the problem. So this is my last stream working on this. I'm just letting everyone know. It's no matter where I get to today, and I'm not committing to a 7-hour stream or a 6 or 5 or whatever today. I don't know. We'll see. But I need to move on to other stuff as well. So I've been working on cable management down below, neatening that up a bit. I've printed a whole bunch of covers. I'm not convinced about the whole magnet thing holding the covers together. I don't think the magnets are strong enough, personally. And then there's the issue of orienting the magnets the correct way, which is a challenge. Thankfully I've got enough of these 50mm ones. And I think the complexity of this arm is too much. Like using the, I don't know what it's called when you've got the opposite rotating axes like this, but that means there are two steppers that have to be controlled. They've got to rotate opposite to each other, which means you've got to home them both at the same time. You've got to move them both at the same time. And I'm not convinced about CAN bus as a solution for this at the moment, because I'm finding the communication to the controllers to be quite slow. Maybe I really don't understand how it all is supposed to be working, but like my script that I use right now can't send multiple commands at the moment. I'm gonna have to fix that. And I started working on extending Arctos's GUI. He's been working with like a Qt Python GUI for controlling the stepper, just for doing things like sending the G-code stuff. Come on, get off. Okay. Now I hope this actually, I'm screwing it together without checking the axes. I should really check the axes first, but the limits. Okay. So I need to power this on. The good thing is I can, whoa, oh that's way too tight. That's not going to work. So now maybe those spaces are too much. Or maybe I just need to loosen these a bit. Okay. So I need to power it on to enable the steppers and the limits, but I can move this freely still because it hasn't been connected yet. So there's a magnet here which hopefully will light up. You see the light turn on? Just there? So that's one side. Why is that? These wires. So the other wires I had before were shorter. Anyway, and then this one hopefully will. Okay, do you see that light up inside? Just inside there. So the limits are working now, which means I should be able to tell these steppers to rotate. But the problem is, I can't control them individually at the moment. I can't control them both at the same time. So I can't even home them right now. I'm just going to turn that off. Actually, maybe what I can do, I lied. What I could probably do for the moment, just plug the CAN bus controller in, is I might be able to it's supposed to go. So what goes on the end, this is again the complexity of this, is this gear here that fits in there, and then there's this cap here that goes on with a bearing and stuff, and then so when this rotates, when each one of these rotates, it does this in the opposite direction, which rotates this around. Does that make sense? So it's to do this at the end of this. And I'm not quite sure why that's needed, because this rotates. So we've got two axial, is it axial rotations? Yeah, it's differential. That's the word I was looking for before. But I think differential here is just, it's not the right thing for here. Apart from the fact it's really complicated, we've got actual rotation here and then an actual rotation here. If that's axial, I don't know, right? I'm not quite sure what the point is. And it's with a really complicated system. So I need to, let's see if we can get this to, hey Max, how you doing? Oh, Wagon Load said differential before, thank you. So if I go to here, it's like my wrist. Yeah, okay, but my wrist, yeah, anyway. Yeah, but I think it's too complicated in this case. Hey, Graham. Good morning, robot. So this is the UI that's been. This is Arctos's CAN controller. I can't make it bigger, unfortunately. I've started adding in some stuff like for homing, but I haven't got them wired up yet. And I really don't like the whole Qt stuff for UI. But anyway, I'll keep working on that later. What I need to do right now is tell it to home, tell it to make sure I've mapped the ports correctly. I don't even know which one this one is. So it's in command. Okay, so I need to map both of them just to make sure. I don't know if they're mapped or not. This tells it to do the port mapping thing. Okay, and then I need to tell it to home. And you think I can remember the command for home? History. Oh no. No history on this session. Great. It'll be 06, 91 I think, and then 97, that'll be number 6. I don't know which axis this is, we're about to find. Hang on. Can you see all? Okay. Either this is going to turn or this is going to turn. I don't know which one. I hope. Okay, it is this one. Okay. So it's the inside one. Oh, that's stepping. Oh, that can't turn properly. So this gearbox here is not working. Let me see if the other one rotates. Well, that one's not rotating at all. Oh, that's not good. Failed. Oh, because it thinks it's homing, but it's not rotating. I don't see any movement on that stepper at all. Oh boy. When are you going to link it to AI and tell it about Otis? Link what to what? See, this is this whole thing here. I need to rotate this axis. Let me just, because I can't show you this side, because I can't manually turn this because of the way the planetary gearbox works. And I can't even home this one. I don't even have the magnets on here yet. And those magnets don't even line up. Oh, wow. Oh, what was that? Was sharp? Oh, the plastic connector. So, yeah, this is what's like, yeah, this is frustrating. This design here, I've got no way of turning. Now let me just go back to here. I can't see. It's complete. It's inside. I can't see the stepper to see if it's lit up or not.
Cian, chat has disconnected.
Oh, I'm obviously got internet issues here today, which is not good. I can't see if a stepper's on. I need to build a system where I can jog the axes around. So I'm just rotating this over. Oh, I can't go anymore. Great. So it could be that there's no power, like that I've knocked the power out on here. I don't know. I can't see. That's the problem. I can't see in here to see if it's connected or not. And this is the one that I added the for rules to, and maybe I knocked the power. Like maybe it's possible. I don't know. I know I've got power coming in through here because the other stepper worked. But any one of these cables could have been broken off now. I don't know. It's just so flimsy the way these whole things work. Or it could just be that it's seized up and it's not able to turn. I don't know.
Photochromax says partial disassemble time.
Yeah. But that'll be the 4th time I've done that in 2 days. So I'm just going to remove this. Get it around. Taking the belt off and see if I rotate without the belt. So it's this axis here I want to rotate. I know you can't really see it now from this angle. Yeah, no, it's talking to it. The stepper's got power, but it's not rotating. So something's broken. Probe what though? I can't see what state the stepper's in. I can't see the screen. I need to be able to see the screen. It's talking to it via CAN bus. So it's talking to the controller, but I don't know what the problem is. It's definitely getting power. Is it getting CAN bus? It looks like the CAN bus lines are connected. Maybe? No, they're on that side. Like maybe I knocked the CAN bus cable out. But that's underneath in here all the way at the back. It's right in the middle between the two steppers, so I can't visually see it. No, I would have taken it apart many times still. Streaming it wouldn't have helped. Streaming it just would have made it even more frustrating. So, this is why I'm kind of at a point with the project where I'm going to move on. So this whole thing has to be pulled apart again. This is the last time I'm going to do it. I'm going to lie it down. I'm going to lie it down this time. Okay. No, the differential pair is not connected, so I don't need to remove the other one. They're completely independent right now. Well, no, I can't get in there to probe them. I can't get in. There's no access to these wires. The only way to get access to the wires is to pull this apart again. So yeah, last time. Hey Mako, I thought you weren't going to make it today. Because I can't get to... I have to... Because I can't rotate this axis at all, manually, it's just, this is really hard to work with. Whoa.
Captain Kirk says, can you route the stepper control wires to an external stepper motor to see if the control signal is getting to the last contact point?
No, because I can't get in there to disassemble it. The wires are this long. They are the wires for the stepper, right there. So no. This is an all or nothing thing, folks, unfortunately. Like if this was the open loop build, it would have been a much easier process. Oh, except I've cable tied it all now. Okay, let's see if I can keep... No, still caught wrong way. Which one is caught? Bloody hell. Get off.
Mantachi says, good morning, are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Oh,
Are we there yet?
Not even close, mate. Good morning, Mad Tiki. Okay.
Captain Kirk says, do you have access to the opposite end of the stepper control wire?
Okay. On the other side, they're the wires. You see those 4 wires? That's it. That's what I got to work with. So no. To answer your question, I can't wire it into anything else. Like I can stick a multimeter on, maybe, if I can get to the other side. Anyway, the point is, I need to, just let me pull this apart. This is the only way it's going to happen. I don't think which one to take off. What difference does it make if the wire is accessible or not? Wagon loads? I can't do anything with the wires anyway. They're 15 millimeters in length. No, the stepper wires is not a bus. The stepper wires go from the stepper to the CAN bus controller, to the closed loop controller, I mean, whatever we're going to call it. This is really not meant to be disassembled at this stage like this. Oh God. So there's no room to even put anything. Anyway. Now I've got cold coffee. Oh, that's the wrong one. Of course it is. But see the stepper signal how? I have no access to the actual, I've got no way of attaching like a probe to it or anything, to any of the wires, other than sticking my DMM against it, trying to squeeze those in, but not really. Okay, so, see, look what it's done. It's just completely, anyway, so CAN bus is intact, power is intact to this stepper. So, where's the power cable? And then connect power, if I'll even reach. Hope I don't zap myself. Okay, so it's turning on. So this is the stepper here.
Magtachi says put your coffee on the hot plate.
I don't have a hot plate. Just give me a second.
Captain Kirk says run your move command while it is apart.
I'm going to. I plan to, if I can get my cable over, which I don't think I can. But we'll see. Will that reach? Oh. But before we do that, I need to change my glasses so I can look at the menu. Maybe it's lost its settings. No, it wouldn't have lost its settings. Mode is correct. Correct. I know you can't see this, the tiny little thing. Stepping correct. Can rate connect correct. Can ID is 5. End limits enabled. So I can tell it to go home from here and see if it rotates. Okay, that's rotating. So it's rotating now. How do I stop it? Right, it stopped itself. Where are the limits? It still says it's homing, but it stopped rotating. And it could be that the gearbox is stuck. Yeah, and the stepper's getting warm because the gearbox is stuck. So we have a problem with the gearboxes. You can see my head. Sorry. I can't get in there to look at the menu without... It's a tiny little OLED screen. Can you see it there? Anyway. Sorry about my head. Can you see my bald patch? Anyway. So we have an issue with the gearbox regardless. So that's ID 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they're the wrong way around anyway. But if I go, tell that to rotate 500. And Python send.py. What? Could not write to the device. Ah, right. I haven't updated. cu.us. What device is that? Yeah. Yeah, this is trying to rotate and it can't. So it's trying to rotate and it can't rotate. I don't know what to do at this point in time. I think this is just too loose. Either that, or maybe there's the belt skipping inside. I mean, this did feel like it was rotating freely. So I'm going to rip these wires by constantly rotating this. Yeah, that's not rotating. That should be, that's way too hard to rotate. I wonder if it's the belt. That should be really easy to rotate.
Captain Kirk says, will the motor turn if the gearbox screws are half loose?
Well, I can't half loosen them. I've got to pull the whole thing apart to do that. There's screws all the way through the gearbox. This whole thing's got to be pulled apart. I can't get my electric screwdriver into this. So I've got to do it by hand, which is really frustrating. Because I can't get in because of the gear. Here.
SDG Electronics says what you need is a robotic arm to hold and spin the screwdriver.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Why is it not coming off?
Alan Madsen says, don't you have long bits for the screwdriver?
They're still too wide. The way they've designed this, the screw touches the blue bit. I'm literally touching the blue bit. So the long bit has to be no thicker than this. Again, bad design. Sorry, Arctos. When I say bad design, oh, of course, I'm going to pull this apart. See this? That's how easy it should turn. And for some reason, when it's tightened, it's not turning like that. Hang on, let me... When I say bad design, it's not designed for manufacturability, put it that way. See, that's still loose. And now it's much harder to turn. So that one there.
Alan Madsen says no is probably designed for someone who has enough time.
No, I think it was honestly, it wasn't designed for manufacturability. Which is understandable. It's kind of understandable in that if you're going to only want to build it once, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so there's something wrong here because that gear is shifting around way too much. So if I turn that back on and I tell it to move again, which may be good, may be bad, I don't know, we'll see. See that? Straight away, locked up. And it's locking up because this is not straight. This is not staying together. See this? And I think this is because of the shrunk down gears.
Captain Kirk says seems like the space for the gear is too tight. Can
No,
you put a very thin
no, it's
spacer
too
washer
loose.
between the two halves?
No, it's too loose, not too tight. It's too loose. It's a loose issue, not a tight issue. It's able to rotate this way. See this? See this? And that's why it's locking up. It's getting in a rotated section and it can't turn anymore. I mean, this is super loose now, right? If I turn it on,
Mako says yay, there's play.
yeah, we don't want play. See that? Locked straight away. Because this is able to rotate, so it's going on an angle. Because these are, what's it called? They're herringbone. They're herringbone gears. So the second that there's a twist, they lock up. So there's no, yeah, this has to be rebuilt. These have to be reprinted and rebuilt, these gearboxes. You can see why I'm not super excited. Back to the drawing board. And this could all be solved. This is my opinion, right? Hang on. Let's go to here. So I've got cables on my keyboard, which is really frustrating. Oh my god, can't type with the... Get away, cable. Stipper online. So this could all be solved, in my opinion, with
Captain
a gear.
Kirk says is the outer blue disc supposed to rotate?
No. Oh, sorry, yes. Yes, this outer disc is supposed to rotate. But not how you think. Like it's not supposed to rotate by itself. This rotates it. It's a planetary gearbox. God, this cable is pissing me off, sorry. So I personally believe that the solution here is a geared, like a NEMA, like one of these. I don't know what gear ratio we need, whatever else, but sticking one of these in there would do exactly the same thing as both of those. It'll give me just a rotating joint like my wrist, and it'll be geared, and one stepper, one set of control, none of these side things, and that could go directly to that or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's just, personally, this is so overly complicated, and it needs such tight precision of 3D printing to get working that I don't know. And the complication of using a differential stepper setup and the wiring complication, everything else, I feel like I don't know if this is going to be. So it's Stepper Online. Here, they make steppers. They're a Chinese company that makes steppers, really good steppers. I've bought a whole bunch of their steppers before, and these are obviously geared. I just don't know if a single NEMA 17 will be enough, but right, it's made this, as I said before, it's made like it is now to keep the price down, but keeping the price down and then spending hours and hours and hours troubleshooting and reprinting and whatever, well, that's not keeping the price down. Like, my time is worth way more than $46 US for a stepper. So it'll be done by gearing up just with the two pulleys. I don't know what the gear ratio is, to be honest with you. It's going between 3 gears, 4 gears. It's going from the stepper. So it's going from the stepper, which I don't know what the pulley is on it, how many teeth, to this planetary gearbox, which I don't know what it is, right? So whatever the ratio is in there, which I don't believe is 1-to-1 to the stepper, to then here, to then here, to then the internal here, to this. Like, really, I don't know what it is. Who knows? Like, I couldn't even tell you what from the stepper to here is. So I just, yeah. So, like, if my options are pull these apart, reprint them, reassemble them, get everything back together again before I can even try to see if they work, or buy a new geared stepper and redesign this whole head, I'd rather buy the stepper and redesign the whole head, personally. Yeah. Like, it's the same with this axis here. So this A axis here is using a stepper inside. It's a bigger NEMA 17, but still a NEMA 17, that goes to a pulley that has a planetary gearbox. So there's a planetary gearbox in here as well. And again, I get that it's all about cost saving, maybe, but one of these steppers again, I think would be with a direct drive, would be a better solution in my mind. So I have to decide, like, what's more important, building the robot as it should be, right? And try to solve it for the satisfaction of having solved it, or redesigning it to use a simpler system, which is still going to take a chunk of time. The $100 for 2 steppers. I mean, I could leave this one intact here. I'm assuming, I mean, this works. Well, it worked when I had nothing else attached to it. All right. Yeah. The direct drive would lose one of the degrees of freedom. Explain to me why it would lose. Both these two together only rotate one rotation. How would it lose? No, I wouldn't use 2 steppers. No. I'm not replacing 2 steppers with 2 geared steppers. Get you rotation and spin. Oh, right. When they rotate in opposite directions, I get up and down. Oh, holy shit. Right, you're right. It's 2 degrees of rotation here. But I still don't understand why I need to, but okay, fine. So it's 2 degrees of rotation. Yeah. Remember, I'm not a robot guy or a mechanical guy. So, see, oh, you can't see this. I don't know Jeremy, so I can't really ask Jeremy. It's not really an option for me. And if he doesn't know anything about this robot, then it doesn't really matter. So this here, see this? This is the problem. As soon as that goes on an angle, it's completely locked up. So if I... Hang on. Screw that back in. Okay. So... get off. Okay. So you see this? I can rotate it. And as soon as I pull it on an angle, I can't rotate it anymore. And that's what's happening. It's locking up. See that? And you see it, look, see it moving? Not just rotating. You see it wobbling this way. That's the problem.
Alan Madsen says, is it missing a wheel bearing? Thought it looked like this.
Is it missing a bearing? I don't believe so. I'm gonna have to pull this apart. Oh, God. Come on, rotate.
Alan Madsen says, or is it because the whole head is not assembled that the last gear keeps it all in place?
Yeah, the last, it's the, what they call the sun, the inner and outer sun gear is what holds everything together. And that is loose, in my mind. Catch you later, Yumbo Prime. Have a good sleep. Okay. So there's the gear box. See this? There's no way. Look at that. Way too much rotational movement. That looks like it's good because how easy it spins, right? It looks like it's nice, a nice gearbox, but look at that. You see this? That can't be right. And that's the problem. And they were printed reduced in size, right? So I have a set here still that were not reduced in size. Although I don't know if I got my sun gears. So these ones here were my original one that I did at 100% print. I could try, yeah, look at that. Look at this. That is not right. So, I think it's time to get this off. Get that off. If it wasn't for the differential pair thing, I would have abandoned this. But it didn't even occur to me, the two axes of freedom. So thank you, Steve. Yep. Yeah, there's way too much play. And that was at 99%. So no, I did them at 99%. Not 98. Okay, now I've got to remember how this goes. Because I can't get these screws out. But again, see this? Remember I was saying that I can't get a long thing in there? The screw sits under.
Captain Kirk says, would it help if you have these gears made out of metal by the way?
No, Because there's no guarantee what tolerance they'll be, what size they'll be, so no, I don't believe so. I'll end up with something that will give me other problems. Okay, okay, got them out. So, I have to remember the order. I'm pretty sure it's this way. God, this is a pain. Like maybe I can just replace the sun gearboxes, the sun gears. Maybe that'll be enough to fix the problem. Oh my God. Yeah. So I'm trying to do this under the camera. See if I can move this over so you can see better what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to see, Max, if I can... You can see just there, look at that. Oh, you can't see. Because the screwdriver's in the way. Bloody hell. One. Ah. Two. Okay. That's that one. Where did I put it? Oh no, where's... Oh, don't too much chuck the old one out. Well, that'll suck if I chuck the old one out. Especially because it was bin night last night and the bins went out. Oh, I don't know where the other... I might have last night thrown out the other sun gear by accident. Well, I didn't know I needed it. So, that's wonderful. I could print another one. Oh, hang on. I don't know if that's the right one. I think they're the same. Or is that the opposite? I'm not sure if you can see. It also doesn't help. You see this, the way they get screwed together. You see this? Like, it's possible that the gears aren't even straight. This is just... But they're definitely... No, I think they're the same. I printed multiple ones of them. I won't get them mixed up. The other one I threw out, it looks like. I don't know what I'm trying to do at the moment, Mako. I really don't want to have to reprint them all. So this is not what I thought I'd be doing today. At all. At all. I gotta decide if I'm going to go all the way. I think I should. Huffing and puffing, slotted screwdriver, 5-minute break. I think I need a lot more than a 5-minute break. Coffee. Coffee's cold already. Way cold.
Captain Kirk says, does the big blue disc rotate like a lazy Susan?
Mako says C and the electric screwdriver won't fit.
Yeah, they're too tight. Not enough torque. Unfortunately. Like once I loosen them enough it will, but then what's the point? I'm already there. Pro engineer pointed me towards a Bosch, a really good high torque electric screwdriver, but it was like 150 bucks. I didn't want to buy yet another electric screwdriver, so I just didn't do it. I wonder if I can... I think I need to replace all the gears personally, but I should have left that in
Mako
there.
says understandable.
I got sent a couple of lectures and secure, hoping one has more torque than the WoW stick. Yeah, I don't have a WoW stick. I don't know. Mine's just a different brand, whatever. It's not too bad. It's got more torque than my little green Bosch does, but it's still not enough. Not for this. I'm going to rebuild this gearbox with my other gears and see what happens. So I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a slight gap in the gear. You see that? And I'm wondering how much of that is affecting, because of the screwing into the plastic, which then makes it bunch up. I don't know what the right word is. What's the right word when it kind of builds up, and like here, you can see how it kind of, oops. See that? It's got some height to it, which means it doesn't sit all the way. Hey, Michael. Is that what it is? Snags? I don't know. Like, I wonder how much of that is causing a problem when the gears aren't exactly flat. I don't know. Okay, so I've got to remember how. I don't remember. I've got to get these in first. It was the other way. Alberto did this. He had a. I have to go back to his video. I'll have to go back to his video. I need to get this in. Oh, is that the wrong side? Oh, these might be for the other gear. Yeah, I can't use these ones. They're for the other side. They're the flipped ones. Oh my god. So the gears go in opposite directions. Oh, go. So you can see here, they're in opposite directions. Maybe, if my camera will focus. Come on. No, it just focused. See, they're opposite directions. So I can't use these gears, they're for the other side. Oh my god. It's really turned into an unenjoyable build, as you can all tell. Super frustrating, I have to say. So let's find these gears. Output, middle. Just Just bear with me a second. I'm finding all the parts. So they are just one side. But are they the right side? They are. Oh, no, they're not. Wait, that's those ones. Are those ones? Right. Hang on. BG, BCGR. Input, middle. Ah, that's all of them, actually. But there aren't two suns, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What? That's not right. What's going on here? 2, 3, 4. BCGR.
Photochromax says, is the right side the correct side?
I don't know which one's right and left anymore. These are all labelled R. They're not labelled, there's no L's. I think he's labelled these wrong in the latest build files. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to go back to these ones. Okay, so they gotta be deleted. Bye. Okay, let's try this again. Ain't those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Middle, 2, 3, 4. Input sun. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got output sun, input sun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to print all of them. Left and right again. I think this is them. Okay, we've got two input suns that are opposite, two output suns that are opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 little ones, which is correct, 4 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 big ones, 4 and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 and 4, and that way, and that way, and that way, and that way. Right. Reflector telescope mirror has adjustment screws that are used to level the mirror for alignment. Work if you had level adjustment screws. There's no room for level adjustment screws in there. I think I just need to reprint. I need to reprint these. This is all of them for both sides. And no, I don't want them 99%. I want them 100%. Shrinking them down has caused this problem.
ChatGPT says, is that 100%?
These are at 100%. Yeah. I haven't done any shrinkage. If I was to shrink them, I could do it in here. Whoops. I had what do you call it turned on. Uniform. What? Interesting. Okay. Okay. This is going to take a while to print. I'd say 2.5 hours. I'm guessing. 3.5 hours. Yeah, 3.5 hours. Yeah. That's a long time. Is that print strength affected by printing lots of parts in parallel? Like other layers harder as they had more time to set? No, I don't think so. It doesn't affect hardness or anything else. Yeah, I got plenty of PLA. I don't have more printers. Sure, but I don't have more printers. And you absolutely don't want to mix tolerances between different printers. That's crazy. Okay. I'm going to start this printing. Damn it. I thought I was done with these. Print. Send. I thought I was going to be done with the robot today. I thought these last two steppers would have been in. I wasn't planning on building the gripper because I don't want to put a gripper on the end. I want to stick a camera on the end. So I really thought that was going to be it. But apparently not. So
Alan Madsen says almost to her stream today.
Photochromax says the robot is uprising being stuck.
the what? Hang on, 1 second. What happened here? Just 1 second, folks.
Magtachi says, is this going to be another 7-hour stream?
No. No, it's not. Because I'm not waiting 3 hours for this to print.
Captain Kirk says, would just reprinting the outer gear a different size fix the problem?
Printing the outer gear different? No. It's... No.
Mako says Cian, does the printer know if the reel of PLA has plenty for the chosen print?
It doesn't know how much is left, no. But I know there's plenty. It's almost a full reel. And it'll just ask me to swap it halfway through the print if it needs to. Was that where cool cam zooming around the workspace? Yeah, I wanted to be able to put a camera on there and let chat control the camera so the camera can move around and look around, but Skynet. Yeah, I need left-handed screwdrivers, 100%. Yeah, it's almost 2 hours today and I've done nothing except pull stuff apart and whinge about it. So, yeah. I've got some stuff ready to start building my Milo mill. So, I want this done with. This is just frustrating. So your plans got thwarted by this gear assembly suddenly getting stuck at the start of the stream. Absolutely, I had not had
Captain
a.
Kirk says you need a camera on a Skycam cable like they have over football stadiums.
Yeah, I could rig up the whole roof. So I had not, other than when I set the steppers up, when they were, like when I put the backs on, like 2 weeks ago, I had not attempted to move those gears, to move those steppers when they were assembled until the stream today. That was the first time trying to get them to move, because it was only assembled yesterday for the first time. Because of all the wiring stuff. I couldn't wire any of that until the rest of it was wired. So that was my first attempt to move them when it failed. Like obviously I wouldn't, if I knew that they were going to fail, I wouldn't have bothered trying to do this on the stream today. Use a robot arm to set up a robot arm to control the robot arm that moves the camera around. Something like that. Wow. I'm still excited by the arm. I'm still excited by the project. I'm just over the complexity of this section here. That's all. Like I wish that that this wasn't just so fiddly to put together. Or I wish there was a way to assemble this whole head here before it gets attached to the A-axis. Like I wish this whole thing here could have been assembled as one unit and then just attached to this, not built onto this and then wedged together. I don't know how it would work, but having to assemble it all onto the A-axis to then see if it works is just a pain in the backside. But there's no way to hold it together otherwise, because this, screwing it into this holds it together. That's the only thing that holds it together. 4 screws, which to me, for the amount of weight and stuff that's in here, seems a bit crazy. And you saw how much play there was on it. So, I don't know. Like it needs like a quick connect system to snap it in, snap it off, so you can remove all the joints. And I'm not even convinced that this axis here is going to work okay. I mean, it did the other day. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this. Well, I don't know. It needs to be more Lego-like. I think so. Is it going to reach? This is going to be. I think this is going to be a bad idea. Bad idea. This is going to be. Oh, so I don't even have limits on here yet. the limits on here are actually connected to these bits. They're connected to a magnet that goes here and on the other side. So I can't even check if this axis, A axis, homes or not until this whole assembly is put together. Which is just crazy. Let me see. This is A. Like, I know it turns. I've tried it turning before. Let's see. If everyone's watching this here, I don't know what's going to happen. This axis here. See, that sounds not good either. And that's also wobbling a bit. Yeah, that doesn't sound good either. So they're printed at 100%. It crackles. Like maybe it needs load on it. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds like it's getting stuck. So that sounds like it's getting stuck as well. No, I've not greased them at all. I don't have any grease here that will work on PLA. And I'm not 100% convinced that, so they need to be worn in, right? Like they're not worn in. None of these gears, they're 3D prints. The more they rotate, the more they're going to get worn in and the smoother it's going to become, is the theory. But that's moving like this. So I'm trying to work out a range that I can move it to get more rotation. Oh no! Wow, that really doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, it sounds like it's grinding. So this should be able to rotate forever in any direction. Tend to have a structure to hold the gears in plane. Will always end up. Right, that's what they will. They'll eat themselves as they wear, but as they wear, they'll become smoother, is the theory. But it sounds like the belt's slipping. That sounds to me like there's a belt slip. So Yeah, I can see it slipping inside. Yeah, I can see the this bit here. This bit here that's on the pulley on the inside, I can see it skipping. So this needs to be pulled apart because that belt is not tensioned well enough, or it's just slipping on the 3D printed gear. It's going to be a never-ending set of challenges on this. And this is a perfect candidate for a geared stepper. So I can't get that in there either. It's not enough room to get these screws in and out. The problem is this is all wired together now, so I don't really want to pull all these wires apart, but it means that I can't actually get access to, I can't pull anything apart easily now. Pull the power cable out.
Geek says greetings mortals.
Hello. Hello, Quixotic Geek. I just realised I can't take this off yet. I need to take that off first.
Hey, Sion.
Hey, how you doing?
What happened to the post boxes?
1 second, folks. Sorry?
So, I'm so
What happened?
sorry.
That's okay.
What happened to the post boxes?
I don't know what happened.
They're gone. They've been gone since Monday. So it's going to make it really difficult for mail, like, because I don't think this is even yours. It's your address on it.
Or is it building?
Yeah. No.
It had been, someone had backed into it and it had been leaning for a bit.
Yeah. I did it Friday and and I came Monday and then it's gone.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, no. So I'm now having to go around each one, but of course I can't get things through the doors. You know what I mean? It's going to run into trouble because the mail. I'm just dumping it on the.
If it's for Willow or next door,
Yeah.
and they're not there, give it to me.
Okay, well, because they get parcels now and again.
Yeah,
All good.
yeah, or next door. Okay, cool. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
No, all good, all good. So, folks, that was my mailman. I didn't even realise all the mailboxes have been removed. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, God, I gotta pull this apart. Why? So, he can't deliver the mail. Like, if no one's at the factory, like a lot of the people in my complex are builders. So they're, you know, most of the time they're on site. They're not at their factories. He can't deliver mail now. Like, there's not even any room between the door and the door jamb to wedge the mail in. So you probably heard my conversation. I've told him that he can deliver mail to me for any of those people. But, wow, crazy. I didn't even notice that the mailbox is gone.
Captain Kirk says it's mailbox cleaning day.
Yeah, no. There's 48 mailboxes. Like a big thing. Anyway, I can't believe I've driven past it and I didn't even notice it wasn't there.
Geek says congratulations on achieving mailbox 0.
That's actually hilarious. What's even funnier is that I get no mail here. All the mail I get It's for the old tenant who did a runner. I'm pretty sure most of the mail are legal notices. Anyway.
Geek says excellent view of your ear.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I can't see what I'm doing otherwise. Now it's my head. Oh, sorry. Bloody hell. Whose idea was it to build this robot? Okay.
Photochromax says mailbox made of copper will get stolen.
It's not made of copper. Alright. I can't. I'm gonna have to stand around the other side so my head's on the way.
Captain Kirk says I can have Scotty beam your mail to your desk.
Geek says you need a robot to help assemble this robot.
Yeah, we did that one already. Haha. Why is that not coming out? What is this stuff on? It should come off. That's off, that's off. What is it? What have I forgotten? What if it's the
Alan Madsen says make a longer robot arm to get the mail.
is it that limit switch? Is that screwed together into the thing? Surely not. Surely not. Oh, where's my Phillips head?
Geek says so what are you working on?
Oh, I'm pulling it all apart because nothing works. There we go. So it was that. The limit switch was... I'm trying to pull all this apart. Oh my god. Alright, so we're getting to the... Like, I've got all that off. But I still need to get this off so I can get into the gearbox. So I can get to... Yeah. I need cables, I need wires that can connect and disconnect. Like this, right? Like connect, disconnect, single ones. Like, I've kind of seen automotive ones, but the connectors are too big. Like those ones that are on the battery packs, like what I had on Tanky. Hang on. Where is Tanky? Okay, so like these, but much smaller. Like they need to be for maybe not that gauge, but you know, they're way too big. But that would be great if I could just plug and unplug. Like on LEDs, no, they're going to be individual. They can't be. Ideally, they'd be individual. It can't be a big. It can't be a big connector. But anyway, I'm just, you know, dreaming. Surprised I haven't broken anything in this yet. Ow.
Captain Kirk says if you stagger to connectors, they won't be so wide.
No, but I can't work. I don't have enough room to stagger them. There's no room inside these sections to do that. Yeah, okay. So
Alan Madsen says like a USB cable with magnets.
yeah, maybe. I don't really know how I'm supposed to tension this. There's no way to tension the belt and the gear. Because you can't get to the screws once it's on.
Geek says alas sleep time, good night, all good luck with the robot uprising.
Thanks. Have a good sleep, mate. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so I've just moved it what I think is a little bit. I have no idea if I really did move it or not, or if it's enough. And I've got no idea how I'm supposed to get the, with all this hanging on it, oh my god, my head, how I'm supposed to get this back together again. Where's the other screw hole? Oh my god, where did I put this? 1, 2, 3. There, okay. There's only 3 screws on it, and so you need to orient it the right way. But it won't work. There is just no way that that is tensioned. I don't believe that's... So, like, I've got no way of knowing if I just improved that or not without turning it on, plugging it in, and trying it. and everything's hanging off. So, no, I don't know if you're not going to be able to see. You might be able to hear it. There's obviously nothing attached now. Oh, stuck. That stopped turning then. That was not good. Unless it was just going the wrong direction.
Mako says maybe it gets stuck because it is disassembled.
Yeah, not good. I don't think so. Well, I think there's like I saw it. Should be able to turn it. Where's that other Allen key? Whoa, that's not going to work. Yeah, I don't think it's because it's disassembled. I think I might have just...
SDG Electronics says, does the belt tension cause the gear to go off at an angle?
Well, I might now. I might have pushed it on an angle now, and I can't see. Once it's together, I have no idea what the tensioning is, right? Like I might have just over tensioned it and it might be on a slight angle now. But the fact that I have no way to tension it is a real problem. Like I can't even visualize what's happening with the tensioning.
Mako says the black round outer ring is sloped to the outside towards the table.
The black outside ring. Huh?
Alan Madsen says I saw it rotate a little.
Yeah, it did, and then it seized up. So I'm just going to hold it. And see what happens.
SDG Electronics says I have to go. Have a good morning, day, evening, night or whatever everyone.
Thanks. See you later, Steve. Thanks for joining. Okay, that was me holding it. But I'm not convinced.
Captain Kirk says I see rotation. Alan Madsen says yes, it's alive.
Yeah, I know that, but it's not really rotating how... Oh my god. Like it didn't do that when I had it screwed together. Just go the opposite way. See, it stopped straight away. As soon as I connected it, it stopped. Something is locking it. Maybe.
Alan Madsen says, could it be the two wheels that are not aligned properly?
No, I have a feeling I might know what it is. Hang on. Well, maybe.
Captain Kirk says, does this joint have the same problem error as the blue joint?
Well, it's the same type of system, but I think it's something else. Hang on. I'm going to try to push the pulley back. I wonder if the pull... Remember I had that motor shaft issue that was too long? I wonder if that's coming back to bite me in the backside now. I have a feeling I might have to cut that shaft. I think that is what the problem could be. It's getting caught on that
Captain
shaft.
Kirk says, is it a height adjustment issue?
No, it's the shaft on the stepper came at an incorrect or a different length to what it was designed for. Okay, that's going now. There's still a lot of movement. I can see there's a lot of wobble on that. But I haven't tightened this all the way yet. Let's see what happens when I tighten it all the way. It still might catch.
Alan Madsen says, but the alignment of the two wheels help it.
No, it will. The bearing will help it. Correct. I just want to make sure that's still turned. Okay, it did. So now, where are the holes? There. Let's put this back on, which is the bearing that should maybe hold it straight. Maybe. Who knows? The other side. Okay, and then we just put this on, and then we'll try this again. Can't see where the holes are. Now where's the hole? Nope. Why is that not lining up? There are too short and too long. Short. Ah, right. There. I had it rotated around one incorrectly. No? Why is that not going in? Okay, it's not lined still. Sorry. Why are they not lining up?
Alan Madsen says shouldn't the two arrows be in line?
If it was rotated at 0, maybe, but it's not. The gearbox is not in its default position.
Captain Kirk says the logo needs a reboot command.
Needs a what? I think I'm just not holding it at the right spot.
Captain Kirk says reboot.
Reboot? Why? Why does it need a reboot? Got it now. Come on. Okay.
Mako says the logo is not listening.
Isn't it? Okay. Could be the software, not the logo. I'm kind of a bit busy at the moment. Sorry, guys.
Mako says logo not important.
Fix it in a sec.
Captain Kirk says we understand.
Really? Flat battery? Great. So close. Okay, let's try this rotating again. Let's see how bad it is.
Captain Kirk says Logo Rain fixed it.
So look, it sounds a bit better, kind of. Maybe. There's a bit of a high pitchy noise. Ooh. No, it's still slipping. The high-pitched noise is it's slipping.
Mako says squeaking.
Yeah, I can see it slipping still. I wish there was a way to freaking tension it. Like I can't even get to the... I gotta pull the whole thing apart again to get to the screws for the stepper to tension it, which is the only way to do it. It's better, but still not right. Oh, man, what time is it? 2.5 hours. I don't want to pull it. Out. Like imagine how much worse it'll be when there's weight on this, when there's load on the end of this. It's going to skip way more, right? Why is that not? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Got to be a way to tension this. Maybe I'm missing something obvious, I don't know, but what this does again. Maybe this is supposed to give me access to tension it? I don't think so. I don't actually recall what these are. Why that piece was there. Hit again. I don't remember what this is for. So long ago. That's just to screw that into. Oh, no tensioning ability there. So all I can do is keep loosening this, dropping the stepper down a bit. If I can, I can't even get in here to... Right, so the stepper doesn't go any lower than this. So this is the most that I can tension it. Which is just crazy. Like, because that just doesn't feel tensioned. How's that not going to slip? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Does this need a different 3D printed part to make the stepper go lower? Is it the wrong pulley size? Maybe I need to reprint this gear, make it bigger so the belt's tension more. don't know how to solve this. I can feel that I'm not even pulling it much, like enough. Like this physically cannot go any tighter. It's just not enough. Sorry about my head. Well, so this is as good as I'm going to get it, unfortunately. And I don't think it's enough. Definitely when there's weight on the end. Come on, get out of the way. So I wonder if the belt and the tensioning is causing the lock up on these side ones as well. Whoops. my god, my back. Sore back, very sore back. Okay, I'm going to try to rotate this again and have a look and see if it's skipping. Whoa, locked up. That was rotating okay until it locked up. Why did it lock up?
Mako says a parade without an end, we say.
A what without a what? Prayed with it.
Mako says a prayer, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I understood when I read it. Oh, how funny. So it's completely come off now. The inside's rotating and the outside's not rotating. So something is now broken inside. Folks, I'm done. 3 hours. I got to pull it apart again.
Captain Kirk says you need transparent parts so we can what is going wrong.
Tell me about it. Yeah. Transparent parts would be awesome. Also, not 5 million screws holding stuff together. It's interesting that is rotating. It's rotating the gear. I can see the gear rotating. So the belt and the stepper are working. But this outside was not rotating.
Alan Madsen says you have also fought hard.
Yeah, but I feel like I've wasted my time. How about we do a 3-axis robot? Wait, 1, 2, 3, yeah. How about a 3-axis robot? Is that a good finish? Yeah, that's the other worry I've got. Absolutely. Querdimoto. Well, so I've got ASA here, which I would have done with my gearboxes, but I've only got enough for my Milo build. I don't want to print with ABS. Both ABS and ASA have shrinkage, so printing them.
Mako says apps stinks.
Absolutely, it stinks, and so does ASA, but not quite as bad. So reprinting them all in either ASA or ABS is going to give me complete tolerance issues, right? I'll end up with maybe stronger parts, but they won't fit and work together, right? So then I'll need to be doing a lot of reprinting and tweaking. Like, it's not like I can print one part and measure it and check it. I need to print a bunch of parts and see how they all come together. And yeah. You mean pure nylon? Yeah, I don't want to be printing nylon, no. Yeah. This build is not worth me going down that road, I don't believe. Yeah.
Captain Kirk says, do you make a plexiglass filament?
Do I make? I don't make any filament. Can you get? Like, no, you can't really get transparent filament. Not like I've got transparent filament here. It's not actually transparent. It's not like glass where you can see through it. I don't know why this has stopped turning. Maybe I made it too tight. It's possible I made it too tight.
Mako says see, and even when you successfully use the gears you are now printing, there is this new problem. It's problem upon problem upon problem.
Yes, I know. You don't have to remind me, because I've been pulling this thing apart and putting it back together again all week. So I'm fully aware. I reckon the issue is that that's caught on that. I wonder. I might be able to fix that.
Mako says I applaud you for your perseverance.
Ah. Thanks. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. That is... Right. Okay. We're stopping there. Woo! No, just this end is not turning. I don't know what's happened. Maybe I've just broken. I don't know. I need to pull that apart again, but I'm not doing it now. I'm not putting it together again. Have been chasing electrical bug in your car for a week. Okay. See, I don't do that to my car. I let a mechanic deal with my car. Yeah. I'm annoyed and disappointed. I thought I was making some really good progress on it this week, and then it just...
Alan Madsen says it broke the screws.
It's possible.
Captain Kirk says Thomas Edison successfully found a 100 ways a light bulb doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go through that many iterations on this, to be honest. Like, my aim was to get this working and then transfer some of my knowledge back onto Otis. That was my plan. I've even got steppers and I've got closed loop stuff, things ready to go for Otis for a redesign. And maybe I'll just move on to that. Put this aside until I've got till I've got enough fuel in the tank to come back to it. I think I just need to take a break from it. And I got other stuff to do, and I want to get back to doing electronics, more electronic stuff and PCB stuff on my streams. And I've got a new product.
Says the fuel is coffee.
No. The fuel, mental. And I've got a new thing here that I've got a new product. I've teased it. I haven't shown you all yet. I wanted to make a video about it first, but finding the time and energy to make an actual video, I don't know. But I've got this thing in my hand that I don't want to show you. I'll show you the back. It's a thing. It's an actual thing, a finished thing. But yeah, not answering, so don't bother guessing. Sorry, Miko. Yeah, so I've got stuff to move on to. Anyway, and I've got a couple of gearboxes out here, motor gearbox things for something else that I've been designing. Oh, so many things I'm working on. So many different things. Ugh. And this robot's been getting in the way. A robot maker. What? I'm making a thing that makes robots. No, I'm not. Okay, folks, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go. I might go for a walk. Go get some breakfast. I might pack all the stuff up on the desk and clean the desk off. And I think that'll make me feel better, even if I just pile this into that front room. I don't know. But I'm going to go for a walk and go get some breakfast. Thank you all for joining. I'm sorry this turned out this way. It's not what I had planned. I really thought...
Mako says get a new mailbox when you go to the shop. D.
I don't know. the complex have to provide mailboxes, not me. I'm not paying for a new mailbox. I really thought I was going to get this. I really thought, honestly, thought the robot was going to be complete, not with all the cases. Like, look at this. I've got all the panels, outside panels printed, ready to go on the robot to finish it. I really thought today, even if it wasn't moving, like even if the software was not working, that the robot would be finished today. I really thought. That was I was here till late last night. I've been working all week on getting this ready for the stream. Last week, this week, weekend, reprinting stuff, doing stuff. I honestly thought that was going to happen. And, didn't happen. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you all next week with something different. I'll update you all on my Discord. If I do anything with this, find anything with this after the stuff's printed, I'll let you know, so check it out on Discord. Otherwise, I'll catch you all next week with something different. Okay, bye everyone, thanks.
Captain Kirk says get a nap and the robot will be solved.
Oh, I wish, in my dreams. Bye.